What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dalvin Digital coming to you with my first Figma tutorial. I'm going to be showing you on a very beginner level how to navigate the tool and just how to go from zero to having your first design up. Um, I I use the Figma tool when I am designing some of my websites for clients because it allows me to share my thought process with the client, and I'm able to check off yes. They could check off yes or no if they like what I'm doing or not, and really helps with the creative process when you're able to visually see what you're working on. And that's kind of like what I want to be able to provide by doing this tutorial, showing you that it is very easy to just begin thinking about and working on ideas that you have, whether it be an ad idea, a personal website, a blog, and just begin to just get those ideas down on paper, or in this case, Figma. Um, so we're going to start off by just starting with a simple uh, fitness website. I have the assets in a folder, and I'm going to provide it in my GitHub so that you could follow along. You could download the repository um, and follow that in order so that you could do this while I'm doing it. Or you could I'm going to just provide a link to the actual finished product if you want to see it. So I'm going to just hop right in, kind of give you a basic introduction of what this tool is. So this is Figma. Most of the iteration for this is broken up into three phases. The design phase, where you drag and drop text and different elements on the page in order for you to just get everything on the page and begin just working with what you have. You have prototype, which allows you to wire up the different elements together so you could have a level of interactivity with it. So you could click on a button and it shows a different screen or something like that. And then lastly, the code, which is what you do for handing off a project. Because what's dope about this is everything that you design, you could copy the code and put it in an HTML file so that it could be up and running. So we're going to start off with the design phase and hover over this frame tool right here, which allows you to select different devices that you want to begin working with as your canvas. So I want to design this for iPhone 11 because I like iPhones and I have one. And right here you have a suite of tools that you're able to use. Like you could change the background color of the file. You could add a stroke, which messes around with the thickness of the actual file and things like that. You can make the thickness you can edit the thickness. And this is just different kind of tools you can mess around with to make this more dynamic. But for our simple website, I won't really need to use a lot of those tools on the side. So let me just hop in and drag in the iPhone 11. So I'm gonna open up my assets folder that has the project, and just drag it in. So it's a bit bigger than I want because the image is such a large size. I'm gonna drag it and make it a bit smaller so that it could just fit on the screen. You hold the shift key and drag the edges so that you could proportionally drag this to the right size. So since this is on mobile, I want this to be able to be simple to navigate, and I also want my brand to pop up easily so people could see. So I'm gonna drag this down here. I'm gonna just drag a rectangle and begin to write. Let's make it gray, or a light gray. I'm gonna drag that and let's lock this position in so that it can't move. and we're gonna call this my fitness, and we're gonna add this and make it bold, and we're gonna try to increase the size a bit so that it looks better. Let's just increase the size a bit bigger so we can make it better and large so that people could see. We'll call this my fitness and lock this right here into position. In mobile apps, we have something called a hamburger menu, which is basically the little navigation bar on the right side that we use so you could like get to different pages. So let's add one so that we can help our users see different sections. So we're gonna hop into the rectangle tool, and let's just make three boxes. Let's make this black. So it's awesome if you hold the alt key on your keyboard and drag in the position that you want to add, you're able to duplicate the element. So now you see we have 3 rectangles. So let's join these 3 rectangles together as a group. So what you can do is hold shift and select all 3 rectangles, hit the right key, and group these selections together. What this does is hold them into one unit, and we want this to be called the nav. So if we try to move it and resize it all at once, you'll be able to not mess up the proportion of one element to the other. So I'm kind of liking how this is looking so far. So let's have this nav set up here. Let's just drag this image a bit up so that it's hugging the nav bar, and let's also lock this into place as well. So now that we have our header section, let's add a little bit of text or something like that so our users know what our mission is and like what we're about, and differentiate us from other fitness businesses. So let's drag in a rectangle box, and we're gonna hop on the fill tool right here, and let's lower the opacity a bit, which is this lever down here under the color palette. Let's lower the opacity a bit, and let's make it something that complements the background color. Let's use the eyedrop tool, and let's just grab the color of this back window because I kind of like how it looks. Let's lower the opacity a bit, and let's drop some text in here. Text is really big, so let's add something nice like to encourage fitness and mindfulness in all communities. So that's kind of our mission. Let's add some quotes and select all of that, and you can mess around with how the weight of the font is. I want it to be seen, so let's leave it bold like that, and let's add a little italics to it. I can't do bold and italic at the same time, so there's bold italic. Oh, awesome. So there's bold italic and my fitness CEO. So now we got a little brief message from our CEO of what we're trying to do here, and kind of like how we're liking this so far, how this looking so far. Let's drag this down a little bit so that it looks like it fits on the page. And let's also center this. I like how it's aligned to the left, so let's just leave it the way it is. So like how this is looking so far. Let's just go to this section down here. I want this to be the services section. So I have some assets here, and I want to just drag these in right now. So I got a brain. I got a pose. I got a yoga pose. And let's just throw in one more thing. Let's throw in a dumbbell. So now we got some icons that will allow us to kind of just give us a more professional feel. I'm dragging and dropping these, and I want to just make sure that they're proportional on the same level. Now, since I have all these icons, I want them to be grouped together. So I could select them by holding Shift and clicking on each one of them. And I'm going to group the selection now. So now they are a unit. So now this is just this is a part of the services section. So now I want to add a nice background to the service section. So I'm going to drag that, and let's just keep on with this theme of this beigeish gold color. And now let's put that underneath. The icon messed it up. It's not transparent, so this is kind of bleeding through. So let's just put it back to white, so that it kind of looks good. Now for each section, let's kind of give it a title. So mindfulness, mind, so let's do the shift and drag. Mind, soul, body. Okay. You have these all aligned above each other, and let's add a little description. So what I did was grab the text tool and dragged out a box of like a square box. I could also edit the width and height of this box so that it's symmetric. So I just made this 100 by 100. Let's say, and let's take out this bold italic. Let's just make it regular text. So encourage you to unlock your greatest potential. Let's make this centered. So now let's Do the same thing, duplicate it, drag it over, duplicate it, drag it over. Open your third eye by entering your soul and reach a new physical peak. Let's group this selection. Whoa, what just happened? Let's group this selection together so that it's aligned. Let's group this selection together. So now I could just drag this down. I kind of want to make this text bigger so that it could pop. So let's go with 25. Yeah, that's better. 25. A lot of this development, like designing process, you just gotta fill around and mess around with the tool, but you'll get the hang of it. The more and more you practice, just doing little like mock-up websites can definitely help you improve your skills when it comes to learning how to design. Just check out a website that you like and just try to like replicate it. There's a lot of value that can be gained from just doing that. So right now we have this service section right here. We have this group, which is the titles for services. I like to modularize all of this together and just put it into one group so that it's easier to like work with and manipulate. So now if I just drag this and move it around, I'm still able to keep the symmetry, but it still look nice. I don't even care that this isn't transparent right now. So I'm gonna hop in here and just let's add kind of like let's add some gradient color to this so that it pops more. So if you add one fill color and you hop right here to this add button, there's different styles and color palettes you can use. So let's hop here. Oh, sorry. Select the section again. Let's hop right here. Let's add another color that'll kind of like complement the colors above. Kind of like it kind of makes it look cheesy, but you kind of get the sense of that direction that you want to go with this website. You really want to make websites that really complement each other in terms of color so that it looks professional and it feels professional, because it really, like, something as simple as coloring could really affect like how people perceive the quality of the website. So since we're already going with this goldish beige kind of deal, let's just continue with it. And let's hop back right here and just throw services. So now to top this all off, I want to just make the website, I want to make this mobile landing page a little longer. So let's add another asset, which is, the before and after pictures of people when they work out. We want our clients to trust us. So I'm just throwing this before and after picture. And what's also dope about Figma is like you could create your own elements also. So let's just make a quick contact us button. I know I'm going a little over time for this video, so let me show you how to, like, what it looks like to just create your own elements. So let's make a contact button. So I'm literally right now just grabbing shapes and putting them together. So I got a rectangle, I got a circle, and let's make a copy of this, and another circle. Let's push it in a bit. So now you kind of, now let's grab, select all these together, and let's join them together. We could group our selection together. There's some more advanced tools you could use over here to, like, let me undo this. There's some advanced tools you could use in order to like manipulate the selection of like multiple shapes. Like, you can subtract them based on where the elements are aligned. Do the intersection of all of them. You could exclude where they link up together, but for ours, we're just gonna unite them, and we could even flatten this selection. So now it's all one big button, and that's kind of what I use in order to create icons sometimes if I don't want to search on Google and pull it up. We want a nice call to action button. So you need that nice green that really pops. And just add more text. Contact us. Center this and change the fill color, something white. This is still italicized, so let's just make it regular contact us button. Just to continue with the theme of the yellowish color, I'm gonna change this to this color. Let's unite these groups together. Group the selection together. Call it a button, and drag it down. And I'm liking how this is looking so far. Let's drag it down a little more. And we want to add, I was thinking about making this a testimonial section, and add more pictures, but I'm running out of time. But I'm gonna continue to just work and make this look more professional. I hope that you're able to follow along with me. If you have any more questions or want me to go deeper into any section, you can leave a comment below. We have helped hundreds clients transform their life and reach a new path. Sometimes it could be kind of hard to come up with like filler text. So there's something that developers use called lorem ipsum, which allows you to like drag, copy, and paste filler text I use this website a lot. Lorem Ipsum is Pig Latin, if I'm not mistaken, and you're able to just generate filler text so that you're able to mock out what certain sections will look like, and just copy and paste it and throw it in that section. But since we got most of the most of the section looking all right anyway, that's not necessary. But if you were doing a project and you had a lot of like sections and information, you could copy and paste and add that until the clients give you what you need in order for you to like keep developing but still have the layout look the same. Um, last but not least, uh, let's just add a footer to this project. Um, footer footer usually is used to like, that's where you put like a copyright of your business. Um, if you wanted to be fancy, have like a contact form. But since we're just going with the simple example, let's just do copyright my copyright my fitness 2009 2020. Yeah, I'm so fed up with this year. I'm trying to get rid of it. Um, yeah. So this is a very simple website. And there's a lot of things that we could like work on and like try to make it look better and polished. But for something that we just did in a short 15 minutes, I really like how this is looking. So I really appreciate you all for following with me on this tutorial. And um, I think I'm gonna put out a part 2 video showing how to use the prototype function, and then the last section with the code so that we could export this and have this in HTML. So thank you so much for following along with me for this tutorial, and like, share, subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.